What the hell? Ah. Hey, Eric. Hold on. Yep. All right. Mike's working this time. Last time I started my stream up, Mike, and had nothing. Give me 1 second here. I literally walked in my door and was like, crap, I gotta stream. I'm late. But, there were, wrenching done this week. Actually, a couple vehicles got worked on. But I had to put a, Ford Escape back together. Moved the wrong thing. Stay. Alright, now where did the magnet go? Ah, I hate this. So how are you doing, Eric? Crap. I had that part sitting right there. Waiting for tonight. And of course, it's not sitting there anymore. I love that. And I just got done gluing it back together. Ah! Ah. Yeah, I managed to eat around 8 o'clock finally, my time. Ah. I put it in the safety spot. Or that I call safety spot. The framework for my seat. Oh. Those go there. That goes back there. And then, where did my driver go? Because the power driver's over here. But where are my bits? That's the question. Typical, right? There it is. I had knocked them off. But, yeah. Well, there's a nice little, like, cubby hole here. That stuff likes to fall off. That's not... So, I did make some improvements. As you can see, there's more wires up here now. But let's put this body mount back on. Whereas, get the post here and take the backup magnet off. I E6000 the magnets onto the body post, and that's how I get my magnets how they're supposed to be. And I'm gonna put that there because I need to get that. Dropping crap already again tonight. Don't pinch my skin. Don't pinch my skin. Ah, got it. Good. I love these. I have to order more of these, Eric. Because I'll sit there and do your trucks like this, so you got no body post or no hard mounting. It's just Pop the body off with these. They're like $15 for the set of them. Nice. So, in other news, my classic truck is back to running. My 69's back up and running. Finally, picked up a new battery for it. After I put a new Summit carburetor on it, just because when I got paid for a job, for a guy who wanted to use my shop space to do an LS swap on a Camaro and 6-speed swap it, he left the small block 350 and turbo 300 transmission sitting in my shop when he left. Yeah, these magnets are like, so just one set of these magnets, or just one of these magnets, is like 12 pounds. A 12-pound force on it. So she's got some oomph behind it. Like, I rolled the truck over and the body has not popped off it. So I don't know why, people complain about magnets. Oh, I hit stuff in the magnet and the body just pops right off. And I have to redo this whole set of wiring, my lights. I gotta redo them here in the next day or two. I gotta rewire them. But I got those lights mounted. So I got the lights mounted and we have the IS2 front end on it now. And I gotta put the wheels back on it. Actually, I need to go get the rest of them. And then once that's done, then it is TF2. Yeah, I have to have this truck ready to go for the weekend. A couple guys want to get together and do some trail running. So I'm going to get this running because I like driving this there because it's freaking hilarious to drive this. That, and I also want to check out the ISF2 front end and see how it's actually going to fare. Because I've heard some bad things about the IS2 front end. But I figure I might as well test it, considering the fact that mine's custom, because it's not exactly like it's supposed to be. And there's my screws. So who else we got watching this? Now I got you. And we got someone just hiding out. So hello, unnamed viewer. Okay, I'm gonna pop this body back off. It's a first gen 350 small block. So it's a Gen 1 2-piece rear main. Forgot how hard it is to get that this off. It's just easier to put the wheels on it. Oh, and the unknown viewer left. But his lights are actually fairly bright. I was kind of impressed with them. Yeah, I was fairly impressed with these. Oh, wow, my eyes are bad tonight. And that flashlight's way too bright to do what I just did. Ah, I'm seeing spots. I do need to get this hardware that I'm using right here. I need to get it as stainless steel. Huh. My camera's being a little wonky tonight. Well, then again, when is my camera not being wonky? I keep seeing it like brighten and darken, brighten and darken. I'm not sure why. I do gotta sit there and do some foam replacement in a set of tires, but when I get my other set of 155 wheels, then I'll do it. Because I gotta pull the tires off another set of rims. So Eric, you got a crankshaft for a second gen small block Chevy? That's in good shape? Hmm? I do need to take I need to make a plug connector for a set of wires back here. That way if I can have the option to have hazards on this truck or um, parking lights. Wait, is that feels really loose. And I just put all the lugs in. I don't like how loose that wheel's feeling on there. Yep, that's essentially what mine did. And I kind of nursed the truck back to the house and had to drive 20 miles with that spun bearing and that rod knock. I started out as like 3,500 RPM. You'd start hearing the rod saying, "Hi, how you doing? Hello, anybody there?" type thing. And then By the time I got the truck home, like 1600 RPM. You would hear it. Yeah, but the difference is, Eric, I could like completely control where my RPM was at all times and still be able to do 55 miles an hour down the road. Manual transmissions, gotta love them. Little hard to do with the 4L80 or 4L60 in the case of that Tahoe, because that was a half ton. They didn't put the 80s in the half tons. Okay. Yeah, I think Mike didn't realize I was running a little behind. Because usually Mike's the first one here. Oh, who's messaging me? I gotta pull all of my files off my drive here tomorrow. Because I keep getting the damn, oh, your drive's full. Ho ho. You're not gonna get any more emails. Ho ho. I do have what people nickname the ditch lights on order. And I should see them sometime next week. Because they're on the slow boat from China. Because I just bought them on AliExpress. I could not find a good a set on Prime on Amazon. In the size I needed. So I just went on AliExpress and ordered a set. I think I can't remember if I ordered a set or multiple sets. I'll double check here in a minute. After I get these wheels on this and get this body back on. But I need to figure out the voltage of these lights here. What voltage they're actually rated for. Because I might put these, I might wire them into my light controller here. Or use a different switch. Ooh, that one's a little tight. Little crusty. Which is weird, it shouldn't be. But whatever. Ah, fuck. Oh. The bad thing, I had to put like 8mm hexes on the front of this thing. Wide hexes. Just to get the wheels to not hit the knuckle. Now, Eric, are you planning on carb swapping that truck? Build a carb motor up, or build a motor up with the multi-port fuel injection system still, and replacing that spider injection crap when you put a new motor in that thing. Weird. What is going on here? Huh. Okay. I just love how set this truck down and the front end just boom, drops. But yet the back end's still rock hard. Yeah, I'm gonna. So I plan. So this truck will, because the back does have a receiver for a hitch. So this truck will actually be towing, but the reason why the rear end's so stiff on this truck is, oh, I'm gonna have to fix that. That's a little close to that power. I might have to do a little machine smoothing there to make that clear a little bit better. Eh. But no, the weight of just the box on the back of the bed was enough to collapse the suspension with the stock shock springs. Yeah, think this truck right here with the body on it weighs like 12 pounds. So it's a heavy truck. The only thing I don't like about these Pitbull wheels is literally setting up, threading in every freaking lug to put the tire on, put the rim on the truck. Yeah, I wish oh, here, I'll show you. Camera, come here. So, see how much lower the front end's sitting right now compared to how high the back is? And yes, I do watch Fab Rats. But this is like where I sit, so. I have a trailer that I'm building for this thing. What's going on back here now? Why do you not want to go on your hold? Oh, that's why. Eh. Oh. Okay, we're clear. Good. Now sit down like you're supposed to. Alright. She's still got the rake to her. But that's not too bad on the flex. But it's still super. And if I didn't have the sway bar on the back of this thing, it's even worse. But then again, I haven't fully loaded up the back of this yet, so I still have more stuff that goes back here that's going to make this even heavier. And then when the back end goes down, the front end comes up. And of course, more wires just dangling out everywhere. Yay! But I think that looks pretty good. I still gotta like put my winch up front. But the reason why it's so much softer in the front is because I actually wanted the front end to work, to move. The stock setup on the Night Runner, on any of the ISF trucks, is just too stiff for my liking. Because I like a truck that actually moves a bit. But yeah, I think I just need to change out the upper spring. Because I have different springs for this thing. So that truck's kind of put back together. I need to put new springs on the front, but I knew it was going to change with the ISF 2. I figured it was probably going to change it a little bit. Hey, Bill. Just got done putting the wheels back on this beast. My Racelands. Or I should say my Pitbull RC Raceland clutch wheels. And because the truck's a darker color is why I actually went with a silver wheel. But yeah, we need to change the front springs. But there you go, Mike. Or Bill, sorry. I got the lights on it now. And all I did essentially was drill the 3 holes and tap, and essentially I drilled them to 2mm, or just under 2mm, and then the M2 screw went into them. Nice. Hey, so you got suspension like I do then? Pre-runner style? Congratulations, Bill. Alright, so that truck's done. Yeah. For now. Oh, yeah. Where's it at? Where's the good stuff? So, remember how in a couple of Ryan's stream? Nice. You're gonna have fun with that. You know, in Ryan's stream, I would tell him about that UV curing resin to help smooth out the bodies. I got some. Got a nice little kit here for it. I was a little disappointed. It actually has the cap. And it's a lock cap too. And then of course you got the light to go with it. But it's the total boat stuff. So this is also going to help out the light lenses. When if I print light lenses, I can actually show you how it works because I have bodies that need to get done. let's, What a man. What you doing, puppy? So I have to get materials to, can't just, do this all willy-nilly. Hmm. Oh, I also did this too, but you'll see more about this in a minute. Ah, I'm having all kinds of problems back here, guys. Alright, where are my paintbrushes? Oh, no shit. Cool. We'll be putting that on. Man, I'm going through my stuff over here and I'm just finding all kinds of extra goodies that I needed for trucks. Woohoo! I don't know why that's in that drawer. Now in reality, I shouldn't be using what I'm going to use on this. But we're going to do a test. Why not? I really should be using a wider brush for something like this. And in reality, you shouldn't really be doing it on a part like that. Hmm. Trying to think if I have a smaller part that I can use to show how this works. Because even that right there is still a couple hour print. Or with my machine, several hour print. What a man. We got there? Go on. Man, it got cold out here. Oh. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to check something. No. Crap. I screwed up already, guys. Ugh. Shit. Come on. Give me. There they are. Here we go. Ooh. So what are we thinking? If I drilled out these, And put these for the headlights. They're about the right size, too. Granted, I wouldn't be able to use the lenses or anything like that. I just have the LED in the background. Have to machine all this out for it to fit in there. And then it would be covered, and then you just pop this top off and use the honeycomb and print the lens that sits behind there. That wouldn't be bad. I have other lights to mess with too, but I just thought I'd see how the size of this stuff. So trying to get the light to hit it just right so you can see the layer lines in this. But I don't know if that's picking that up. So this is printed at 0.12 layer height. So for a lot of my exterior, like my bodies, yeah, it's like what is that? Like right now, oh here I'll just do it this way. It is 48 degrees outside right now. What was the actual high today? We're gonna drop into 42 tonight. Oh, we got 52 degrees today. That was the high. And they're calling for rain. Let's see. Well, they're saying it's raining right now. It's supposedly raining right now. But it's not raining outside. I hate you, Bill. I'd love to be out there in 88-degree weather right now. Okay, not too. Hmm. Yeah, I totally hate you right now, Bill. Yeah, it wasn't that bad wind-wise today. Yesterday it was freaking horrible. Urgh. Did not want to have to do this. I got resin on my hand. Actually, you know something? Nah, I got a better idea. Because I actually want to do this sand with filler and sander on this one. I actually have a really cool technique I'm going to try on this one. I was like, oh wait, I can't do that on it. So we'll do it to this. Isn't it lovely? And there's been no sanding whatsoever done to this body. Here goes nothing. Well, in theory, oh, in theory, yes. It'll be smoother than it was before. We'll put it that way. There's still going to be sanding involved, obviously. No, give me that back. It has an interesting smell. This is what I'm using, Eric. This is the stuff I was telling Ryan to use. Nope. Just this little sucker. I can't hit it yet. Oh. We'll get the front of this grill too. Why not? Er, that is correct. So at the moment, it's completely usable. Like I can do whatever I want with it, pretty much. I might need to hit this front with the light here before long, just because it keeps running towards the spot. All right, here we go. The funny thing is, I never read the instructions. Because we're men. Who reads the instructions? I just seen this process done enough times. Hmm. I have to sand it first. You still gotta smooth it out. I freaking applied it with a brush. And I just put a fingerprint in it. So I gotta do this for like 2 to 5 minutes. The resin, believe it or not, the resin has a little bit of a blue hue to it. So I actually tell where I've applied the resin because it has a weird blue uh hue to it compared to the rest of the body. So what I'm actually gonna do with it off the hit here, yeah. So what I'm gonna do here off the rip is once I get this to cure, because it takes 2 to 10 minutes to cure, which is fine. I don't care. I'll sit here and do this. But when I go to sand it, what I'm actually going to do is I'll put a dust coat of primer on top of this resin. That way when I'm standing, I can see where the high and low spots are. I think I remember something about that. Wasn't that like, um, wasn't that like, I'd say about 10 years ago they tried that, Eric? Oh, She Dances in the Dark by Night Stop. I was wondering what the song was. I thought it was that, but so this is actually what I'm using. Okay, so if it was late 90s, it was before I got into the bodies industry in a sense, like the body side of the automotive industry. Um I would have been just a technician back then. Just a regular technician. So now we gotta let this sit for a little bit, and we'll see how it came out. But while we're gonna wait for that, I'll bring the TF2 back over here, and we can finish putting the drivetrain back together on that truck. So the nice my 7-year-old, actually over 7-year-old TF2 now. It's going on 8 years now. I've had this truck, and all I've ever done to it since I've owned it is put different axles on it, and I've changed out the leaf springs a few times just because they got way too much flex. But it's still running the same old 2-speed. Yes, the 2-speed has developed a little bit more slop in it since, with all the years on it, all the miles. But we do got to pull this back off because I have a new slipper setup to put in it, which I just set down. There it is. And then we've got a 1-to-1 transfer case to put back in it. Battery tray. Now, where did my 3D printed skid plate mount go? Oh, there it is. Eh. So this is a skid a low clearance skid that came out that was designed by my buddy Jim Lewis of Jim's Bearings. Designed this up. Now I've been running this for about 3 years now. And had a little bit of a layer mess up in the print, but other than that, she's been holding up pretty strong. Because in fact, the transfer case actually mounts to this, and it's been never had a problem. The funny thing is, so this slipper setup that they say here, slipper assembly for R3, which is what this is, and the axial transmission. See, they glued their slipper pads to them, and I don't like that. But I got it put back together. I was going to run that scale drivetrain in it, but after having some failures of trying to get the transfer case to sit just right where I wanted it, and how I was going to make a new skid plate for it, I just said, nah, I'm going back to my 2-speed setup. So, the 2-speed's going back in, and I totally forgot my coupler, but I also remembered that I got to take this to the drill, and sand off a bit of this, because my drive shafts don't work with this thing with the stock setup. The stock length here. I gotta shave, I just essentially gotta bevel them. But that was a waste. But she's got... I should do the O-ring mod to this. If you guys ever heard of the O-ring mod. Wait a minute. Yeah, I totally should do the O-ring mod to that. I don't think I did it to the rear. Yeah, the O-rings are gone. But that means I gotta go dig through a box to find my O-rings that I use for it. Oh, well, never mind on this one for right now. I'll do this later. But I will show you this. So Russ's Jeep got tube doors, but it got a cage too. I still gotta put the hardware in here and drill a couple holes for the A-pillar bars. I still gotta fix this latch on this door, but that way. They're back to being functional doors. And it has the metal axles under it now. But solid print, 100% infill on this cage. But I was going to recreate the cage with my TIG, but still no argon, so she's gonna get this. Because it only took me 13 hours to print this. So, I think it's going to be nice. I still have no idea where to drill the door bars. Kind of like just have to guesstimate where these go in at. But at least I can get this back done. I could just leave them loose too, because I really don't care. Because they get captured by the windshield anyways. So in reality, if it does hit, it's just gonna... If that's all affixed to where it's supposed to be, there'd be a little bit of flexing there. But I don't think enough that's actually gonna do any damage. But one problem that I have with this is it comes up here, and then here comes up. So this bar section here is actually taller than the side bars. So because of that, the roof won't go back on. Because the goal was to get a cage made that I can make it so if you want to run the roof, you can run the roof. Wants to take the roof off, you can take the roof off. And I was gonna make the roof magnet mounted too at that. So whenever he wants to take it off, pop it off. When he wants to put it on, he can, just drop it on. Oh, Bill, you missed the announcement. My 69 C20 is running again. Fired it up yesterday. But I thought I'd show that off. Ugh. And that essentially just lives behind my chair for right now. And yes, Eric can kind of see it in there. Receiver. I have another one, but I think it's in the box, or in a box. And it actually is the one that I have that goes on the back of the taco. And it usually sits inside the tray for the taco. That drawer. Let's see here. Get the dust off this thing. Jeez. Are you trying to hint at something there, Eric? That you want me to build you a hitch for it too, and give you that hitch? Is that what I hear being hinted at? So I had a different idea for your truck. Let me grab it. If I remember where I put it. The problem when you've got all these different projects laying around that you forget where you put some stuff. Oh yeah, that's the drive shaft for the semi truck. That's the new shifting servo for the semi truck. Knuckles. Steering servo for something. Oh, shift servo, actually, that's what that is. So for you, Eric, I was going to do a pinnacle hitch for your truck. What is this? Oh, snorkel. Snorkel for what? This for a Wrangler? Ooh, oh, it's a Tamiya Wrangler. Never mind, that won't work. Nope. I had it. I put it all together, too. Because I was going to show you it in tonight's stream. And I don't know what the hell I did with it. I know I put it in a box. Because that's what I do with stuff. I built it and put it in a little box like this. Or did I leave it in the Ziploc baggie? I can't freaking remember. I do need to put these in a bag. So many baggies in here. Oh! Sorry about that. Is it underneath there? Did I stick it under there? Nope, that's the parts for the other truck. Yeah, I stash parts everywhere. It sucks. Like my 2mm magnets. No, I think no, those might be 3mm magnets. Eh, I have a pinnacle hitch for you. Yep. So, Eric. Okay, so you want a hookup system. Oh, dude, I got the same thing going on here, man. So today, the reason why the stream was late was because I had to work on the 2016 Escape. It started, trans started slipping on it. So, I had to, I need to put something in there. Just to get the height right. Wait, I put the screws back in it, but that's okay. That should... It's the rear bumper for the Suburban. But it'll allow me to get the body height right. So I can get this wheelbase right on this rear leaf spring setup. Because Twisted Fab hasn't got a hold of me yet. I did message him, hey, I need your mounts, your leaf spring mounts. And he never... How much for just your leaf spring mounts? For the BS410? He never got back to me. That was like almost a month ago. Oh yeah. But when you build the new motor for the Tahoe, are you gonna go carbureted or are you gonna go like multi-port fuel injection off like an LT1? So I think that... Oh, no, that got pushed forward. The problem with running tiny tires. But I don't want to grind out. I'd rather run tiny tires than clearance the wheel wells. Because, I'm sorry, what makes this generation GM look so good is those the way the wheel well arches blend into the side of the body. With that lower trim piece. So, I think that's about right. I should have put the mounts on it. But, that's about the wheelbase. Freaking camera! The video broadcast is just being asinine tonight. I know what I'll do. Screw this. Add. Audio, no. Display, game, no. Image. Video capture device. And there it goes again. So give me standby one moment. Screw this. I'll do default. I don't care. Ha! Does that work, guys? I know it's not super gig or anything really good looking, but hey, it's at least this works. And I'll fix the stuff more or less later. Okay, doing a dual plane intake, I hope. I do need to get a fill. At least the camera won't die now. I just really wanted my effects to go with it and the correct screen. I wonder in the other software if I can actually fix that or not. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I don't know what it is about the video broadcaster, why it keeps turning off the camera, or just deselects the camera. See, the weird thing is they want you to go... I might make new... There we go. Just so happens to be right between some already existing screw holes in this frame. But I also don't like where it's sitting, so I believe I will be designing and fabricating a new set of leaves mounts for this thing. So something like that looks about right. That's the part of fabricating, man. I love it, I hate it at the same time. Sorry about the loud bang there. Do that. That's all the way up. I don't... Sitting on weight, so I want it. So that puts the mounts there. I wonder, hold on. That ain't gonna work. Oh. Ooh. Ew. There. Tonight is just not my night. There we go. And then put this back on. And I still gotta drill a hole in here for the filler neck for the fuel tank, because I actually do want this filler neck to protrude through the bottom of the bed. Don't know why. Just think it'd be interesting. And I'll also let the bed drop down enough to where it matches back up to the body line. Because I do have to do some clearancing in here anyways for all of this. So... I think that works. Wait, you need the original single plane, or the original heads for Gen 1, or are you doing Gen 2? Or are you going to use a Gen 2 block as the base? Grrr. So, I don't plan on making this truck super heavy. Compared to like the likes of my TF2. Eventually it will get the crap, leaves in the front. I just have to order. Okay, cool. You get a 650 carb? Or are you gonna bigger than a 650? Well, the Vortec heads are actually really good. You've got better heads than what I have. Or, you might want to, ship their stock heads off the blown motor to me. So I can have Vortec heads on my block. Just saying. Yeah, I didn't know if you were looking for a block or if you were gonna do a block and then put your heads back on it. And even though they do make performance or aluminum Vortec heads, upgraded Vortec heads, but man, trying to get this axles to sit in that right spot, but it keeps wanting to move. I think that's about where I'm gonna sit it. So wherever this lines up, that's where I've got to make my mounts for these. And figure out how I'm going to drop these back down. The one thing I don't like about the hardware they give you for these leaf kits, like just the Amazon ones, because I'm just using it as a just to get the stuff, is they don't give you the freaking step bolts that say Tamiya or RC 4-wheel drive uses for their leaf springs. They just give you M3 and go, oh yeah, you're gonna deal with the slack, the play and the leaves. Man, that ain't right. Couldn't even give me a little sleeve to go in there. So I might make a little bushing that goes inside there. So there's a screw. Take this off now. So essentially, there's a screw right here. And where this lines up with the frame rails, where I gotta come straight off the back to make my plate. So I'm gonna make a plate that comes off here, goes to here, goes all the way out to this screw hole here. Yeah, the only thing screwed up on my block literally is the crankshaft. That's the only thing that got damaged in mine. I was able to put new rod bearings in my rod. My rods were fine. Which I thought was weird. But yeah, I just gotta make a plate that comes off here and comes down. But I don't know if I want to make it out of steel for the weight or make it out of aluminum. Because I do keep aluminum on hand. Not exactly sure why I do, but I do. That is a good question, Bill. That is a real good question. But I think the zombies would starve out first, to be honest. Ah! Enough time has passed. I just happened to look at the clock up here. Man, it's shiny. So, I made the mistake, in a sense, I'm thinking, oh, F10 axles are F10 axles, right? The hell are they now? They were right there. I just freaking ah. So I had the mounts. Oh, I was looking for that shaft. There it is. Ah, there they are. Okay, so I did end up getting the Power Hobbies brass leaf spring mounts for the F10T axles. Cause that's what. Oh yeah, you got a BS410. You get these. You get these. They're F10s. I had to trim out the things. Here, I'll do it this way. I had to cut out and trim out the gussets to make them fit. To make these ones fit for these axles. So now I can go ahead and trim this off because I'm not worried about this housing ever going back to a leak housing because I also bought another axle housing the other day. Went to my local hobby shop. They happened to have a VS410 F10 axle housing sitting there, so I picked it up. So now I can finish cutting the crap out of this axle housing to finish the leaf spring conversion on it. But in reality, I should have went with blazing and just spent the extra. I think it was like an extra $10 and got another set of axle. Another, I think it would have been $10 more just to get his set up instead of these brass ones, but they're aluminum. I kind of wanted to try the brass ones, but it is what it is. Because I really don't think Yoda-style axles are going to be... it's still tacky. I don't think I hit it enough with the UV light. As I totally just put another fingerprint in it. Crap. What'd I do with the damn flashlight for this? Man, I am out of it tonight. I should have just, like, not done this. Like, I'm an unorganized mess tonight. My brain's not in it. My head's not totally not in this tonight. Just because it's been one of those freaking days. But, hey, you don't gotta hear about my problems. We're here to talk about tiny trucks. And real trucks. Ha ha! Oh, I know, Bill. The two fingerprints I have in it, they'll stand right out of it. In reality, I should have just got one of like UV enclosures. But if this is all I'm doing with it, then why do I need to buy one of those actual curing lights for I think $300 freaking dollars for one that I would need for the size of stuff I print? Because this is one print. Granted, the grill's not one print, but the shell is. The whole cab's one print. Oh yeah, I'll end up leaving it out in the sunlight tomorrow anyways, but still. That my workbench back there gets blasted by the sun in the morning. So, well, it's kind of like I wanted to like test it and sand a little bit and see how it do on stream to show you guys. Because you asked me to do this on stream, so if not, I would have done it off stream, off camera, and just showed the results next week. There was air pockets in it though. There's little bubbles. You know who the biggest alien is there, Bill? Chuck Norris is an alien. Eric, I'm not exactly sure that the rich really believe in that. Just saying. They just want to get off the planet before we destroy it ourselves. Bill, are you sure he was born in Miami, Arizona, and not just landed in Miami, Arizona? Just saying. You know, a lot of weird things happen in the desert, man. Just saying. Hey, Fred. So, Fred, you missed it earlier in the stream. I applied UV clear resin to my 3D printed body. To this body as the test, because I really don't care what the expense is. It's going to be a beat up farm truck when I get done with it. But you can see the glossiness on the hood. I didn't do up here. I just did the hood. It's supposed to take 2 to 10 minutes to cure, but yeah. Bill, everyone Eric, everyone influences man. Everything does. Oh, I got a piece of hair in the resin. I just happened to catch it with the light. I'm like, oh, there's a piece of hair in there. Oh well. What happens when you got Jack Russells running around? Their hair gets everywhere. Yeah. But yeah, Fred, I'm showcasing the resin technique on the stream. Oh, Eric, it doesn't matter. I could rush them in 10 minutes later they're shedding more. They're getting rid of their winter coat right now. But yeah, I'm gonna let this sit in the sun like this tomorrow, because it's not gonna be hot enough for it to do anything anyways. Well, wait a minute. I can't set it in the sun. I got rain the next 3 fucking days. I think. And yes. Let me double check. Next 48 hours. Let's see. Light rain, light rain, showers, cloudy, showers. Here we are, partly cloudy at 11 p.m. Thursday, tomorrow night. And then mostly cloudy all day Friday. I think the resin would clump up the sandpaper, wouldn't be able to get much done. What about the brush? No, oh no, it wasn't hair from the brush. Cause it's black? Uh, so, that's funny. That resin dripped down and I can just catch it below this headlight where it went down into the little gap where the lens is supposed to go. Yeah, I can just catch a glint of it underneath that light. Oh well, like that. I'm just gonna stick it back over here. Oh, I did make up my mind. I am selling my I am selling the 1.9 Wraith. The actual 1.9 Wraith. I made up my mind. I'm selling it. And it will be a brushed RTR. All back to stock. And Fred, since you missed it, I got the lights done on it. But Bill, that's what it is. It's white. I can just catch it. And there's still a magnet here. Yay! And then the light wiring mess that I gotta fix. Hold on. Oh, wrong way. Put the freaking lights back in their homes. There. Yeah, so I was working on some stuff. I was working on some stuff. I was doing some wiring on the truck, testing out my light controller, and the body rolled off, pulling all the plugs out of my light controller. And when it did, it ripped several of the LED wiring apart. So, but I do need to make the leads longer and kind of do some finagling with wiring, because I don't like having all of this. I need to simplify the wiring, because this is 4 different strands of wiring going here. And if I can kind of simplify it to where it only where it's only say 2 wires coming out, or not 2 wires, but say 1, 2, so essentially 3 pairs coming out instead of a ton. That'd be better. And make it longer and make 1 actual plug. That'd be really nice. But I figure, screw it. I know what we'll do. Ah, man, I gotta glue that back together. Ah, come on. There. Okay, that's weird. Night, Eric. Thanks for hanging out. So, Fred, you do anything good lately? RC related? Mm. The crazy thing is, I actually got these pretty freaking stiff. Oh, that's gonna be straight up bottomed out. That spring's not sticking stiff enough. Too soft. I gotta grab my springs. Damn, Red. You feeling better now, there, or? Come on, autofocus. I don't know why this. Finally. Do I have enough crawler springs? Wait a minute. I'm missing a spring. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Is this now stiffer than this? Yes. No. Oh, it's the same spring. Okay. We're good. So yeah, this is a stiffer spring than this one. But yet together it still feels better because it's, longer. I know. I'll put it together and see how I feel it. See how it feels in the truck. That's like the only thing I can freaking do. Because I won't know exactly how this is gonna work until it goes in the truck with the full weight of the truck on it. Wait, do I have a match to that one? Yes, I do. But that might be an interesting setup. Ah, that's a very firm spring. I think it's too firm for the application. Yeah. Yeah, so I figured out why this spring rate, my original spring rate didn't work. Forgot. I just added a servo up in front of the axle when the servo before was back here for the steering. So a little bit of weight just got thrown forward. Oh, I'm gonna have to put some preload. That's soft. Yeah, that's soft. Okay, that's weird. So that side, I put weight on it. That side does not want to compress. So that's too thick, because when I go to lift it, but the weird part about it is it's not, but this side fully compressed. So this side, for some reason, is softer than the other side. So maybe I got a spring backwards, because this side feels really soft. Not that by that much, though. It's weird. No, I know what to do. Oh, nope, that's in a bad spot. There. That works. Well, it's not doing the drop test. It settled evenly now. Odd. But doing this side is compressing more. Which means the back end's sitting like a freaking monster truck. By comparison. And that spring is just way too stiff to put up here. Yeah, because I can go this way easily, but not roll that way. Yeah, that's gonna get changed. Okay, pull it all back off. Shit. I think I had some other springs hiding somewhere else that I could try. Oh, I wonder. Shock tuning for the win, yay! My favorite thing to do, woohoo! That is, I'm more comfortable working on my vehicles like this than I am actually on my workbench. I don't know why. Essentially why the setup hasn't changed to being on my workbench instead of being here. Ugh. Yeah, I'll order a new, I'll order some more, springs to try. I don't think they're gonna work, but I'm gonna give them a shot anyways, because why the hell not? Wait a minute. Nope, okay. Well, you guys all go back in there. Alright, hold on. I don't think it's gonna work, but hey, man, it's worth looking at. I think they're just too big diameter. Find out. Damn, those wheels are heavy. Huh. You go through your random toolbox looking for other parts, you find another brushless system. What do we got here? A 1900 kV Castle slate system. Fred, do you think I have enough spring sets just for the RC drift cars? And that's just for one RC drift car. But I have all kinds of different stiffnesses and stuff in here. Okay, so those aren't going to work. Those aren't going to work. What do we got here? No. Okay, so none of the MSTs are going to work. They're all way too soft. And they're all just 32 millimeter. Now, these should work. And these are all Rev D, so. But I can already see a problem. Oh. Just barely. They sit. But those are the firm suckers when it comes to their weird progressive spring. They're 900. Oh, wait. Yeah, these are the 900s. So I want to put the 900s back and actually grab the 950s. Because these are even stiffer. Oh, yeah. But here's the problem. Go ahead, Fred. See, that's what I was afraid of about the springs. That is true, Fred. Okay, that is definitely too stiff. And that is just too narrow. Springy, springy, springy. Oh, I think these are drift car springs too. They're so Love it when stuff bounces off my foot in the sim rig. Yeah, whatever. It's bound to spring back up again sometime. Too soft. Okay, so these are stiff. These I know are too stiff. We'll try those on the bottom. Put these back on the top. Because I know these are at least a matching set of springs. I'm still thinking that's too stiff, but when you're dealing with a 12-pound rig, it's kind of weird, misleading sometimes. So essentially why I kind of wanted to do a progressive rate on the front. Because a soft spring will let it do its thing. Yep, that's in the first one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm almost debating on going back to Tuesday night streams. Not gonna lie. You twat. There. What I do think is funny though, guys, is I've seen people that get the ISF the new truck, and then they'll take these shocks off and put like 120 mil shocks on these things. How they're fitting 120 mil, I have no idea, but they want to have the thing maxed extended. We gotta have all that ground clearance. And of course, they're putting a really super stiff spring on them too. I'm like, if you actually know how to tune your suspension, you can get the truck to work properly without that. But yeah, they try to make it so it's like all the way out here like that, which is farther than what my shock can throw. But let's just run the ball joint that's, you know, the cups and the ball joints at their max articulation, and then complain when we snap the lower control arms, the ball cup on the lower control arms. The ball on these, the upper and the lower control arms both have their the ball, essentially the rod end, the cup, molded into the actual control arm. That's too stiff. See if I can get the yeah. That's not even a quarter of an inch of up travel before it's moving the whole chassis. So yeah, I was right, too stiff. Yep, back to the drawing board and trying to find a new set of springs. Oh, and the other thing is I still gotta make my battery tray. Because for a while there I was just laying my battery here. Because this is where the battery was supposed to go, but can't because there's a sway bar there now. The other battery, the other location was up here. Again, can't do that because there's a motor and transmission sitting here. Can't put one here because eventually, and of course it's not laying up here anymore, I'm going to put a winch right here in this spot. Right on top of the bumper mount. And then run the cable out and to the fair lead on the front bumper. And I still gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount my winch in the rear to have it coming out the back. Because it's got a winch mount on the back too. So, figure out where I'm gonna put the winch in this. Because it's gotta sit like right here, down here. So I gotta make a mount that puts the winch right about here. Because that's the only spot that it will fit. But yeah, that's That's stiff. It's not gonna. It's too stiff. But at that note, gentlemen, I'm gonna end the stream. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I know I started late, so I kept it going. But thank you guys for joining. But yeah, so you guys have a good one. I will catch you guys. Hopefully, if I remember this time, Ryan stream tomorrow. But if I actually remember that, what time it starts, so I can be there. And yeah, that's totally not the way it's supposed to be. There. And thanks for the dad joke. That was good. God, I was so out of it. So have a good night, Bill. I'm surprised they stayed in business as long as they have without people actually losing weight with them. But yeah, take care, Bill. Take care, Fred. I am out. Peace.